channel, Tracy here, and I am back with another video. Anyways, for today's story time, as you can already see, I will be talking about my crazy Facebook date that almost kidnapped me. Literally. In this story time, I'll be mentioning 4 people. First of all, that crazy date, I will name him Derek. And then my 2 friends who were also involved in the story time, I will name them Stacy and Thelma. Stacy and Thelma. And then one other guy who saved me. I don't know, I'll name him as the story time goes, but let's just get right into the video. So, backstory, one day I'm coming back from work. I worked a night shift, so my friend told me I should wait for him. He will pick me up at the train station. So I took the bus and I went to the train station to wait for my friend. While I was waiting for my friend, I saw this guy that came up to me, and he was a light-skinned Sri Lankan guy. He had a bald head, but at the time I didn't even know he had a bald head because he was wearing a hat and it was at night. He was nicely dressed, all that. He came up to me, introduced himself, told me he was waiting for his friend, and we just started talking. Like, I was reading a paper and he was like, what is that about? I can't even remember what it was about, but I was reading like a newspaper that I picked up from the train station. We kind of like kept on the conversation, talking and all of that. The night went by and my friend comes. He asked me for my phone number. Derek asked me for my phone number. I told him, like, I'm not comfortable giving my phone number to strangers. He asked me if I had Facebook. Facebook is something that everybody can see, so I was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna give you my Facebook. I gave Derek my Facebook and he messaged me on Messenger like, hi, how are you doing? I'm like, cool. Next day, Derek messages me on Messenger like, hi, how are you doing? It's the guy you met at the train station. I was just checking up on you. I'm like, well, hi, that's nice of you, you know, like, just simple conversation, nothing out of the ordinary, just simple. Derek now started messaging me. Weeks went by. He started messaging me. He wants to meet up. Like, let's meet up here. Let's meet up for coffee. Let's meet up for ice cream. I'm not going to meet you up for the first day and you're bringing me for ice cream. Like, no. So I kept declining, like having excuses. Like, I'm working tonight. I'm working tomorrow. I can't really meet you. And as he kept insisting, I just stopped messaging him and went about my business. Months went by. He would like message me every now and then, like, how are you doing? Do you want to meet up now? And I'll pretty much be like, I have this today and have this today. One day, one fateful day, I'm in the train station. I'm on my way to school. Why the hell do I meet Derek in the train station after declining all his messages on Messenger calls that he was calling me? This is how I was dressed, okay? I had my glasses. Oh my gosh. I had my glasses on. He came and sat right next to me. I don't know, he didn't recognize me. Like, we've never met ever since that night, so he didn't really recognize me. I recognized him because he was pretty much dressed almost the same. I just went like, the train ride was just awkward. I didn't want to get up and pass him to go sit somewhere else because he might recognize me. Like, if I act too much, he would just recognize me, and I didn't want this guy to talk to me in any way. That day passed. I successfully made it to school and he never recognized me. I didn't talk to him. He didn't talk to me. Pass. Me, Stacy, and Thelma now, we plan to go to the club. It's not really a club. It's like a place where it is a restaurant by day and it is like a club by night. Like, you can host your parties there and do stuff. So they sell food there in the day, but at night they turn it into a whole different setup. Like, me and my friends now were invited to this party that was hosted in that location. We went there, and as the party didn't start yet, so me and my friends were sitting and drinking, and I get a message from Derek, like, how are you? I'm like, cool, I'm at a party, you know. So he's like, wow, I'm also out right now. Like, what location are you guys in? I said I'm in Snowden. Listen, Snowdon is a big place. It's like it's a whole entire place in Montreal. Like, if I say I'm in Snowdon, it's like me telling you I'm in another whole different neighborhood. I just mentioned the neighborhood. How in the hell? How? I do not know, but how in the hell did no? I just mentioned his real name. How in the hell did Derek know that I am in that exact place? And he showed up. He showed up to the club. Derek showed up to the club, y'all. Few minutes later, me and my friends are drinking, and I get a message. He's like, I am outside. I took my phone and I'm showing my friend. I'm like, what is this? What is this? This guy is literally outside here. So my friends didn't believe me. My friends is like, nah, he's joking. Like, he's tripping. Like, he cannot be there. Like, you didn't tell him where we were, right? I'm like, no, I just told him, like, we are here, but I didn't tell him the exact location. First of all, I don't know the address of this place because it's my first time being there, and I didn't really care. I had a right to go. I had a right back. I didn't care about the address, but I know exactly where I was. I didn't know the exact address now. But my friends didn't believe me. We kept going back and forth. They were laughing. So Thelma told me that if I am really serious, like, let's make sure that he's outside. Tell him to come in. Now, you cannot come into the club. You have to pay. For girls, it was free, but I think for guys, they had to pay because when we went there, they didn't ask us for anything. We just went in. But I don't know if for guys they had to pay or it was already past 11. I do not know. But a few minutes later, after I asked him to come in, he told me, why, like, in capital letters, why are they asking me to pay to come in? You're already a guest at the party. I said I do not know. Like, if they ask you to pay and come in, if you want to come in to see me, you should pay and come in. If you don't want to come in to see me, I'm not paying for you, eh? I'm not going to pay for you. I do not know you in the first place. So he said, come meet me outside. Ain't nobody gonna come meet you outside. Are you crazy? I'm not coming outside, eh? I'm not coming outside. Why? So my friends were like, let's all just go and stand at the door. They were like bouncers at the door so he cannot come in. So they were like this big bouncers at the door. Like, you can't speed past them. Me and my friends went and stood at the door. We saw. That was the first day I knew this guy was bald-headed. His head was like an egg. It was literally bright and shiny. Like, what? We ran back inside, and so we were just sitting and talking and laughing, but not knowing that the owner of the place, it was not really the owner of the place, but he kind of like owned the party somehow. It was this tall, big Caribbean guy. Like, he was looking fine, but he was huge. He was kind of noticing us some way, like something wasn't right, even though we were laughing. Like, he was just watching the entire place, but he kind of somehow knew like something wasn't right. He paid the money and got in. He paid the money and got in. He got in and came and sat on the table where me, Stacy, and Thelma was. It was just three of us on that table. Like, there was nobody else. It was just three of us that had that table. He came and sat with us and started talking to me. My friends are petty. They started laughing because I didn't want to talk to him. Like, I knew for a fact that he would not pay and come in, right? They started laughing at me because my face, it was horrible. It was bad. My friends started laughing because Kevin started asking me for the money back that he paid to get into the club. I was getting so irritated. I was like arguing back and forth with him. Like, my friends were taking me videos. I'm gonna insert one of the videos up here. Like, look at this. Why will I pay you back if you choose to enter the club to see me? Like, why should I pay you back? I was kind of, his breath stank. His head was bald and it was, I don't know if he had cracks. It was like an egg. I am trying to explain this so you guys can understand. He was thinking so bad. He didn't smoke, but it was smelling so strong. I could not even stand it. This guy was in my face. And I asked him, like, you know what? You can leave. You should leave now. Derek got so irritated, he started yelling. He was like, what the F would you tell me to leave? Like, why the F would you tell me to leave? You are crazy. I came here to see you. I paid money at the club to come see you, and all you have to tell me is to leave? I came here to see you, and I must see you. Oh. I don't know. At this point now, he's like in my face, yelling and all that. So I'm just sitting right there, like not looking at him. I'm looking somewhere else. And mind you, this other guy that owned the club, he was kind of noticing, like I said, he was noticing like something wasn't right. So when he saw Kevin yelling now, he walked up to me, and he's big, and Derek is not that big. So he pulled my hand and we went to the front. He's like, can you excuse me with my sister for a little bit? So I went with him to the bar, and he kind of asked me like, what is going on? I told him like, I don't know this guy, like he paid to come see me, and I didn't really ask him to, but now he's coming and he's like really irritating me, like he's in my face. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I want him to leave because I feel really threatened that we are 3 females, we have to go back home, and this guy is already acting like this. The guy told me like, don't worry, I will bring you home after this. I told him like, we already have a ride that will pick us up after. We're just scared like walking out of the club, going into the car. He was like, don't worry, I'll bring you there, but for now you have to stay at the bar. I will go talk to him myself. Before he even went to the table to talk to Derek already turned to Thelma and was talking to her, cursing me out. Like, can you imagine? I paid to come see her and she asking me to leave. Like, what is this? Stacy and Thelma didn't want to leave the table because they didn't want to be rude, because if they left the table, Derek will follow them. That's how bad he was. And he was talking, his spit was going all over the drinks. Stacy, who the entire time was on her phone, didn't realize that Derek's spit was going all over the drinks. She finished from her phone, picked up a drink, and started drinking. It was after the scene that I even knew about that. The owner of the club now went to Derek. I don't know what he told him to his ear, but I think he basically told him like, listen, you're irritating these girls, you have to stop or you leave, pretty much. Derek was still irritated. He started yelling. He's like, I'm not leaving. He started yelling. He's like, I'm not leaving. I paid my money to get into the club and I'm gonna stay here until I feel like leaving. If you don't want me to talk to the girls, I will still stay in the club. He got up and went to the dance floor and started dancing with all the girls. Like, it's the club. Everybody will dance with everybody. He started dancing with all the girls at the club. So the owner of the club told us like we could stay with him at the bar for the rest of the night. Like, he will make sure that we get home safe. Thank God that Derek didn't know me like that. He didn't have my phone number. He didn't know where I live. I already blocked him right at the club. When it was time for us to go, my friend went out to check if the ride is there, to make sure like the ride is there before we all leave. Why did Derek follow my friend? Why did Derek follow my friend? And he told my friend outside like, I would have kidnapped your friend. He would have kidnapped me. He would have kidnapped me because I was being rude the entire night. My friend ran back in and told me and told the guy. So the guy, the owner of the club and the bouncers now had to kick him out. They had to kick him out and make sure he left, because they kicked him out and kept us there for like 20 minutes more just to make sure like he left, because it's cold outside. You will not be standing outside just to do something bad to anybody. I don't know what his intentions were. I really don't. But it was not good at all. We stayed there for over 20 minutes. Everybody was leaving, but we stayed there. So when the ride came, the owner of the club walked us to the car, made sure we got into the car, and he took my Instagram and he took my friend's Instagram, and he messaged us like after we got home, like just to make sure we got home and nothing happened to us. I really thanked him. I thanked him, and we became friends ever since after that. And you, oh my gosh, why do I keep mentioning his name? I never got his message again from Messenger because I blocked him and all of that. It was hectic and crazy. Like, why would you even want to come to the club to see somebody you have never seen, and you pay money to see the person, and you insist on seeing the person even though the person does not want to see you? Even when you were asked to leave. People are crazy. People are crazy. So guys, that was my crazy experience with this stupid guy that almost did me wrong. And it was the craziest night. I don't know if I even explained the story very well, but that night was crazy. With that being said, comment down below if you ever had any crazy experience like that. And don't forget to like this video. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna give you a sec to subscribe now, please. And because I have so much content coming up, I would really like you all to be part of my YouTube family and get along with me. Thank you very much for watching. Love you guys. See you in my next video.